Hey, what's going on, folks? Ty here from Breaker Culture, Bench Clear Media Team, and today is our Week 2. A couple days delayed, but it's the Week 2 NBA update. We're going to break down our top performances, top players, our favorite rookies, and a couple guys that, a couple teams and guys that are surprising us on the negative side. But first off, as a whole, I hope you're really enjoying the NBA season. I know I am loving the NBA season so far. A lot of surprises, a lot of good action. If you're not on Star Stock, you need to be on Star Stock. Use code BenchClear and get your first $10 free. But it's a great spot to go buy and sell, trade NBA rookies, and kind of measure and interact with the flow of performances. It's a great way of doing that. But anyway, if I look at the standings, I think what immediately pops out to me is there's a few teams that are exceeding expectations, and they got some young talent that are really exciting to watch. Teams like the Knicks, where you have RJ Barrett and you have Julius Randle, absolutely looking incredible together. They're 5-4, fifth place in the Eastern Conference right now. We'll see how long they can manage to stay in the middle of that Eastern Conference race. Also in the Eastern Conference, we talked about them last week. The Cleveland Cavaliers, with their exciting backcourt of Colin Sexton and Darius Garland, look really fun, and I'm excited to continue to watch the Cavs. I love, like I mentioned last week, I love seeing the Cavs post-LeBron era continue to do well, especially with those young guards. In the Western Conference, we have Phoenix 6-3, second place. We know Devin Booker can score. He can score at will, and he can impose points against the defense as often as he'd like. The question was, will the supporting cast continue to step up? And DeAndre Ayton is becoming a dominant center. He is a top 5 center right now in the league, and he looks like him and Devin Booker are finding a groove together. You also got great role players with Mikal Bridges and Cameron Johnson. So again, if you're looking at a team that's really on the up and coming, they've picked up where they left off in the summer bubble to carry that momentum into the beginning of the season. So really fun to watch there. And of course, Golden State. How can you not be excited to watch Golden State? 5-4, fifth place in the Western Conference. Steph Curry is a generational player, somebody we'll remember for our lifetime, and he is showing right now that he's got a whole lot left in his tank. And man, oh man, as a basketball fan, you can't just step back and not enjoy watching how Steph Curry finds a way to get his points and to get his team to a point of being able to win games against highly competitive teams like the Clippers, for instance, last night. And it's extremely fun to watch. Steph Curry's cards have exploded. We'll talk about here in a second. Okay, so just a couple of teams that stood out to me. Real quick on the hobby side, you got hoops basketball coming out in in the first week of February. You have retail probably coming out now a week or two after. So you probably have first week of February with hobby, and the second week or third week likely see retail for hoops. Donruss is looking mid-February. We'll see if that gets pushed. I would assume that gets pushed back a little bit. They usually like to put a little bit of time between hoops and Donruss. So that's what you got coming. The last 2019-20 product, Eminence, was just released. Pretty big week. A lot of breakers. Hit some incredible cards. I know Leighton hit a Ja Morant and a Zion 1-of-1 the same night, but there's been a lot of good stuff happening with Eminence. But that outside of kind of the carryover of hoops premium filtering through the retail market and restocks happening across Targets and Walmarts and Myers, you're not going to see any new 1920 products. But anyway, all right, so let's dive into some of the top performances. Again, I use collectyourplayer.com. Go to collectyourplayer.com to find information about these players, including their primary rookie cards, social media stats, Google search rankings, player performance stats, all kinds of great stuff right in one page. It's a great resource. All right, let's dive into it. All right, so let me start by talking about my top performances of the week. We'll give you a summary of the past 7 days. First performance was incredibly impressive by Bradley Beal, and I'll just go ahead and walk you through here what's happening on Collector Player. And you can see Bradley Beal's performance on 1-6, and sometimes these guys, when you have performances like a 60-point game that Beal had, it'll drive movement in his card really fast. But other times you'll see a 45-point game from Giannis, and it won't move the card much because obviously there's a lot of expectations in those prices But for a guy like Bradley Beal, right, his 2012-13 Prism rookie, number 238. PSA 10 approximate value there is 563. It actually crossed into the 700s a couple days ago. This is slightly delayed with the updates that they get from PSA's site. But PSA 10 population is 411. So not a lot out there in the wild. But top performance, Bradley Beal, 60 points on 1-6. Nikola Jokic put up a couple great performances. The dude is a walking triple-double like we talked about last week. On the 5th, he put up a 35, 15, 6, and 3 performance. I mentioned last week his cards, his rookie at basically $800 was a steal. And already that's moving closer to $1,000. You can see here, this was 4 days ago. The movements was plus 152 for his 2015-16 Prism rookie card number 335 at 840. It's crossed just over $950 over the past 24 hours. So impressive there. Jokic continues to do his thing in Denver. With Michael Porter out right now because of COVID-19 protocols, I would expect Jokic and Jamal Murray to continue to put up stellar stats. On the 4th, Giannis Antetokounmpo put up 43, 9, and 4. His PSA 10 Prism's been hovering around $4,000 for a while. Back in October, actually late September, early October, it was down to $3,000, and right now, CYP showing it at $3,800. Population of 2,400 for his 2013-14 Prism card number 290. Jason Tatum has been moving significantly. He had a 40 point, 6 rebound, 2 assist game on the 4th of this week. And obviously, you know, his Prism rookies 2017-18 card number 16. Population just under 4,400. PSA 10 value was $775 as of a few days ago. I think yesterday they were selling a little bit over $800 for his PSA 10 base Prism rookie. Now, we talked about Steph Curry during the intro. Curry, look, guys, this is one of those things if you had taken the time and purchased Steph Curry 6 months ago, even 3 months ago, you would be doing extremely well. You could have got in for his 2009-10 Topps number 321. You could have got in under $4,000 back in September. He's going to be, this was 53.25 because this was the last sell within the 72-hour period of this thing being live. But I think over the last 24 hours, this is going to cross over $6,000 for that card. So it would have been a 50% increase on Steph Curry's base rookie. That's going to continue to go up as you're seeing Steph Curry dominate right now. Also on the 3rd, some great performances on January 3rd, by the way. Zach Levine put up 39, 6, and 5, and 3. Zach Levine, I've mentioned him many times before. I think he is one of the most underpriced rookies in the entire NBA marketplace right now. The guy is an incredible scorer in the NBA, and he's becoming more of a force on the defensive end as well. 2014-15 Prism, card number 262. Be careful. People gravitate to that 14-15 Prism and forget there's a variation there. You don't want the variation. You want card number 262. Not many of them out there. 178 as of time of this publishing, and there's not many being added. You're going to get that probably closer to 400 because there's not many. The last sell was 300 for that PSA 10. He's going to be a top 10 scorer. He has been a top 10 scorer, and he's young. So he's only 25 years old. You forget that because he had that injury, but he is only 25 years old. Paul George, 39, 3, 4, and 2. Also, I would say pretty underpriced in my opinion. His rookie card is I'll pull up the number here, is the 2010 Donruss number 237. That's the most populated rookie card. Only 35 in the population report, and you're going to get that card. Last sold was 355. You're not getting it for that. You're probably going to get it for closer to 450, 400. So just kind of keep that in mind. And then finally, also mentioned him earlier, Jamal Murray put up 36, 5, 4, and 1 on the 3rd. Also has had a couple of the 30-point games in the last week. Again, with Michael Porter out, he's getting a lot more shots, and he's being asked to put up a lot more points. 2016-17 Prism, card number 175. Population just under 340. PSA 10 approximate value is 635 as of the last update on CYP, but I think it's closer to 700 in the last 24 hours. Okay, so those are the players that had great performances this week. Now let me shift to the guys that I think have just been standing out to me, and I think their cards are going to reflect that over the next few weeks. Julius Randle with the New York Knicks has been absolutely outstanding. He's averaging 22 points a game, 12 rebounds, 8 assists, and we'll round up to the whole number on all these players. But 22, 12, and 8. He's helping the Knicks right now win games and win big games against good teams. Him and RJ Barrett look like quite the pair together. But Julius Randle is doing it all right now. And if you want to get in to Julius Randle, you can get in still pretty cheap. If you look at his cards right now, you go to his page on CYP, you can see his base rookie card to collect is a 2014-15 Prism number 257. Not a lot graded. That's going to change because I think some of those are coming out from the wild. But he's only 33 in the population report. Less than $100. That is going to change. Those are going for 150-ish right now. But what a great deal for a guy that is literally averaging a double-double and is on the verge of averaging a triple-double in a primary market right now in New York. Okay. Next up, Bradley Beal. Talked to him about him in his top performance of the week. Look, he's averaging 34 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. It's pretty hard to argue with the stats that he's putting up. A lot of people are expecting a trade for Bradley Beal. Who knows? Washington's finding a way to win some games. Or will they continue to find ways to win games? I guess that's the better question. 2012-13 Prism, card number 238. That was, again, as of last update, was 563. Last PSA 10 sold. There's only 411. So similar to Jokic and Jamal Murray, you're going to have a hard time getting these. When they pop up, you're going to see them squeezed up in price because there's just not a lot of them out there. I would expect to pay closer to $750, $800 right now for that Bradley Beal card. Thomas Bryant, guys. I'm telling you, Thomas Bryant is a sleeper. Again, another Wizards player here, but an outstanding center so far. He's putting up 18 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. He's only 23 years old. He's a 23-year-old center that is putting up 18, 7, and 2. I'm pretty impressed with Thomas Bryant. You're not going to find a lot of PSA 10 rookies of his, but it's 2017-18 Prism number 281 is the cards you want. So go dig that out and you'll find it. You'll also see some Optic and Donruss rated rookies for Thomas Bryant as well that are a pretty good deal. But he's having an outstanding season, so keep an eye on Thomas Bryant, one of my standout players. Another guy that I've been really impressed with has been Jeremy Grant, traded from the Denver Nuggets. And look, the guy that hasn't even been updated, but he's 2014-15 Prism card number 282. Nothing in PSA 10 Pop. You'll find a few silvers floating around there. I tell you what, if we just click it right now, we'll go search for all and see what pops up on eBay. You can see there's a few. Right there's this 14-15 Prism card 282, and look. The guy is averaging 24 points and 7 rebounds a game. At a certain point, when a guy's putting up 24 and 7, and he's doing it over consistent basis, 10 games now, you have to take notice. And he was already showing these flashes when he was doing this in Denver. And I think the athleticism is translated very well. And he, to me, is a great investment for someone. If you're looking to go grab a couple guys for relatively cheap, you can go buy it now on some of these Prism rookies for $30, $35. Send those into PSA 10, and you can be the one that's driving up PSA 10 Pop Report for a top 30 player in the NBA. So another opportunity there. Now, last guy is Darius Baisley. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been having a great year as well, but Darius Baisley, his counterpart out there, is averaging 13, 9, and 2. What I like about Baisley is when he is not scoring, he's making his mark on the rebounding and assist end. A very good defensive player. him and Shai together are, again, that pairing that I mentioned last week that I think are just really, really exciting to watch. His 2019-20 Prism card number 289. Population report, less than 180. You can get that card for probably $220, $225 right now. It actually dropped $10 week over week from week 0 to week 1. But again, Darius Baisley, another guy that I really like. The key there is over the last 3 games. I know he's averaging 13 points a game. Over his last 3 games, he's been averaging 20 a game. He's starting to find his way with the Thunder and in the NBA. So, okay. All right, let's talk a little bit about rookies. Look, it's tough because we're going to still, if you want to get involved with these rookies and the hobby, you have to trade their Prism draft cards. And like I'll continue to mention, I'm not a fan long-term of Prism draft. You're not going to see a lot of them graded. It's a great spot to go trade them on StarStock. StarStock is the perfect place to go buy and sell these Prism draft cards, and you don't have to worry about making that kind of that tangible long-term investment. You're going to be holding these Prism draft cards in your closet and being frustrated that you invested in the player that way. Wait for Hoops, wait for Donruss to get their graded rookies and kind of stash them away. But as of right now, you can trade those guys pretty consistently. 5 guys that I like. The number 1 rookie right now in my book is Tyrese Halliburton with the Sacramento Kings. Halliburton is doing it all. He's got that edge. I'm telling you, he's got that edge that is quite impressive. Sometimes you see a guy and you just realize he belongs. He might not figure out a way to impose his will quite yet, but he just belongs. And Tyrese Halliburton is that guy right now who I think is showing that he belongs here. And you can just see the teammates around him are just gravitating towards his energy. He's made big shots. He finds a way to influence his team in all kinds of ways. Tyrese Halliburton is going to be a name that you're going to want to get cards of and put money into. Very impressive. Look, I was already worried about the Ball family coming in, but Lamelo Ball, guys, Lamelo Ball has been impressive. He's putting up 11, 5, and 5. He competed against Lonzo Ball last night. LaMelo looked like the better player. And the impressive thing about him, although his shooting percentage is still really low in the mid-30s, he just impacts the games in a lot of ways similar to Ben Simmons, where he's gonna give you 7 or 8 assists a game. He's gonna give you 7 or 8 rebounds a game, and he's gonna have those games where he gives you 20, 25 points. So look, LaMelo Ball, my number 2 rookie right now. Number 3, I'm a big fan of Desmond Bane from Memphis. He's putting up 9, 3, and 1. He's getting more time, obviously, with Ja Morant out. But I think Desmond Bane has been one of the more impressive rookies so far this year. Number 4, Peyton Pritchard with Boston. First off, he's in the Boston market. Second, he hit a game-winning tip-in the other night, so he's kind of moving up the ladder in terms of players with some of the most highest public profile and kind of the aura surrounding them. 8, 3, and 4 are his stats right now. And again, it'll be interesting to see if he continues to get playing time with some of the injuries at Boston. And then finally, Saddiq Bey with Detroit is another name that I've been impressed with. 11, 6, and 1. I think Saddiq Bey is definitely someone to keep an eye on. He's going to continue to get more playing time as well with injuries. So anyway, James Wiseman obviously performing very well, but right now in Golden State, it is the Steph Curry show. So I think you'll see Wiseman kind of have those games, but you're also going to see him take the back seat a lot and figure out a way to supplement what Steph Curry's doing. So that's who I would say has been most impressive so far in terms of my rookie list. And obviously that changes quite frequently. There's been a lot of injuries this year. There's continued to be a lot of injuries going forward and opportunities for rookie cards. So rookie players. Now, going into the season, I was a little concerned about the rookie class. But as of right now, 2.5 weeks into the season, I am quite pleased with where we are. I think we actually might have 2 or 3 guys that come out of this class that end up being players that we're kind of glad that we're holding cards of. And guys like Tyrese Halliburton, maybe a guy like Lamelo Ball, and then maybe one of those sleeper picks down the line that are going to sneak into that, that starting rotation by the end of the year. They're going to impress us. And of course, guys like James Wiseman and Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards had a big game a couple nights ago, but has been rather inconsistent up to that point. So anyway, those are the guys that I'm really gravitating towards in the rookie class. So there's your update for week 2 of the NBA, and hopefully you're finding some good opportunities to grab cards and to get involved in some trading. If you have any questions, any comments, please leave them below. We'll talk to you in week 3. Thanks.